What's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy Nazi, back with another video, man. Hey man, if you ain't went in and checked out that last video, I need you to go ahead and you know what I'm saying, go back and check it out. But yeah, today, man, I'm coming with a new video letting you know whether or not you should buy a R32 GTR Skyline. So I know that a lot of people don't own these cars, you know what I mean? So I know if you're coming from something newer to something older like this, it's a lot of things that may be different. But a lot of videos that I watched on YouTube they don't really cover all that goes into owning these cars and whether or not you should or you shouldn't buy one of these cars, you know what I mean? So today I kind of want to make that video to clear the air on, you know, whether this is an easy car to own and whether it's not an easy car to own, you know what I mean? So we're gonna get into the video. So today I'm gonna be letting you guys know whether you should go ahead and pick one up or whether you should stay away from one, because I did not know that when I was going to pick this car up. So I searched all on YouTube and there's a lot of videos telling you to get this car and whether it is a good car to buy and the motor that it has in it and, you know, how fast it is and how different it is from every other car. But honestly, man, this car right here is different from anything that you could possibly ever own. Right-hand drive for one, so that's something different that you don't really see in a lot of other cars, you know what I mean? So I would say that if you were in the market to get one of these, in my opinion, I would say get one. Now, the reason why I would say get one is because, for one, they're different. I don't think they look like anything else on the road. To the untrained eye, it may look like a Honda, but that's only to the untrained eye. But also, I mean, I don't know, it's just something about the look. They look gorgeous. Like, just look at the car, like look at the hip lines. Like, it's super wide. And I don't know, I don't know, it does something to me. It does something to me. A second reason why I would say get the car would be, I mean, it's pretty quick. Like, it's not the fastest thing on the road and it's just not the fastest thing out there. That's what you have to understand about getting into these cars. Now, it can be the fastest thing. So that brings me to my next point. So these cars are super tunable. So I'm gonna go over what I have done to my car, and I'm gonna pop the hood in a second. But so these cars come stock, they say, with 275 horsepower, but everybody knows that that's a lie because these cars dyno well over those numbers, and from factory they come with restrictors, right? So upon you purchasing one, most of the time they're not going to be completely stock anyway, right? So with that being said, you know, you already got you a somewhat decent fast car. But if yours comes stock just like how mine came stock, you know, there's a booster pill or a boost restrictor or whatever you want to call it that you can remove to make this car go faster. Well, of course I wanted to go faster, so I removed my boost pill, and I think they say they come with 7 psi boost, and when you take the pill out it comes with 14. You can make these cars faster than what they are when they come stock. Full bolt-on this car will alive this car, and that's basically what I am. I'm not fully bolt-on to you technical people out there, but I mean, intakes, downpipe, full exhaust, don't have injectors. I mean, full bolt-on the Japan way, I guess you could say. I'm still on stock turbos or whatever, and I haven't got the car tuned yet, but I will be very soon. But I feel like that wakens the car up a lot. I think the car should make somewhere around maybe 320 wheel, maybe, in the hot sun of Guam. But yeah, so those are a couple reasons why I would say buy the car. Another reason why I would say buy the car is the sound. So these cars sound different from anything I've ever heard. I feel like, in my opinion, this is the best sounding car that you can get out there. there is other sounds. Like I like V8s and I like muscle cars and shit like that, but the sound that this car makes with the turbo and the exhaust is none other. Like there ain't nothing that can match it. Like there is nothing with your unequal or your equal length downpipe and no cats and exhaust. This car sounds better than 95% of cars out there. I would say like the only car that would sound better than this car would be something like an LFA or something exotic. Another thing that I like about this car is that the handling is like none other. Like these cars handle better than anything I've ever driven, and I've driven a lot. I've driven Camaros, I've driven Challengers, and I've driven Chargers. I've driven a Vet. Like I've driven a lot of shit, and I can say that this car from the 90s, the handling is like none other. Like you could take a curve at 100 plus and it feels like you're sitting at home on your couch. So that's another thing that I like about this car. Another thing, and this is kind of a con and a pro, the attention that you get with this car. So when you're looking at a car like this and you're wanting to pick one up, just know that you're gonna get a lot of attention. Like when I say a lot of attention, I mean like you're just out there cruising, or one night you may want to take your girl out on a date or something like that, and y'all in the car, y'all cruising and y'all talking, and you got people beeping beside you wanting to stop and take pictures, and every time you go to the gas station, and I know it's a lot of people that say this or whatever, but every time you go to the gas station, it seems like you never can leave the gas station because somebody always wants to have a conversation with you about it, and they always want to ask you where you got it from and how'd you get it in the States, and it's a bunch of questions. So just know that that's something that you're gonna have to worry about or whatever, and that can also be a good thing to you, because you know when you go to car meets and stuff like that, you know a lot of people like these cars, and a lot of people like them because they're from Japan and they were fast, and you know the whole spiel. You probably watch a million YouTube videos that say the same thing about them. So the sun is starting to go out on me, but I'm gonna finish up this video, be quick. So the things I do not like about this car, man. So I don't like that this car is super duper expensive. That's what I don't like about it. I feel like years ago you could pick this car up for maybe like, I would say like 15 to 20 grand clean, easy. Sometimes even less than that. But now, man, the prices of these cars has gone up like 45, 60, 70, and like they just keep on going up or whatever. So I know the top dog is the R34 or whatever, and that car is well into the hundreds and even the 200s. Some of them are even 300. But I feel like these cars are just gonna keep continue to go up, and if you're planning to go ahead and pull the trigger on one, I feel like you should just go ahead and do it. Another thing, so parts are super duper expensive. You have to take into consideration how much parts are for this car. So this car is super, like when I say injury prone, like when I say this car needs love, it needs attention all day. Like my car has a name. I named her Nikita, right? So me and my wife, we always joke, oh, Nikita needs this, Nikita needs that, Nikita needs this, Nikita needs that. So this car needs love. When I say love, I mean love. Like every day it seems like something on this car goes wrong, but it's not even the case. It's more so like you kind of want this car to be perfect when you get it, right? So you want everything to be working in working condition, and when I got this car, everything wasn't in working condition. So me trying to get this car to a spec where, I mean, everything's working to the top of the key, like that's very hard to do. Sourcing parts from Japan is super hard to do. Sometimes you have to know somebody that lives over here just to find the simple parts that you need, if you get what I'm saying. So just keep that in consideration or whatever when you're looking at buying one of these cars. I think it's not a lot of things I don't like about this car. Another thing I don't like, and I mean you're gonna get this with every type of sports car that you get into, but the gas mileage, right? So before I did my Greddy kit, and hold on, let me pop my hood right quick. Before I put my Greddy kit on right here, this car was pretty decent on gas. Like I would say it was getting somewhere in the 20s, the 20 miles per gallon range. But when you start messing with the air induction or whatever you want to call it, with the boost and stuff like that, you're gonna start losing those miles per gallon. So I think this car may get like 15. Also, another thing I don't like, right? So they said that these cars were tuned on 100 octane in Japan because that's what they use there in Japan, right? So in the States, you know, the highest thing that we have is 93 that you can pump from the pump. Or I think in certain places you guys have 94, or we have 94 or whatever. But these cars are tuned from Japan on 100, so they run, I think it's lean, or what's the word? Lean, rich. I think it's lean. So they run a little bit lean, or it might be rich. I don't know, but a lot of gas. So I'm at the gas station maybe, I would say maybe sometimes twice a week if I'm really like playing with it and getting on it and spirited driving, and as you guys see in my videos. So if I'm really getting on it, I would say that I'm burning through gas, so I would have to make a stop at the gas station about 2 times a week. So anytime that I'm at the gas station, I don't like to let my car get under a half a tank of gas. So I'm putting fuel in this car, and I'm probably spending about somewhere from $45 to $65 to fill up from a half tank of gas in gas. And I'm putting premium gas in this car, so gas right now was probably like $4.80 something where I'm at currently at the moment. So just keep that in mind. This is not a car that's gonna save you gas. In stock form, like I said, it will save gas if you're not constantly getting on it, but you're gonna like the way that the car sounds when it's wide open throttle and it screams, and yeah, so you already know how that goes. But I don't think that you would pick up one of these cars if you're looking to save gas. So yeah, don't mind my interior, but a lot of people may ask, what is their interior like in this car? So honestly, in my opinion, the interior is pretty comfortable in my opinion. I stand about 5'8", maybe, and I fit good in this car. I feel like someone around the 6 foot range, or probably even taller, would still fit good in this car. The only problem I would see with that is the car is super low to the ground, so that's the only thing that I would say that would be bad about anybody with height. I don't feel like anybody with weight would have a problem with the car either. I seen pretty big people get in these cars. No offense to my big community, but yeah, so the interiors on these cars are not bad. Some are worse than others. Mine happen to be pretty clean. It's dirty at the moment because, like I said, I daily this car every day, so it's pretty dirty in the inside right now. But the car is clean, like clean. I don't have any bubbles in the dash. This car only has about 50,000 miles on it at the moment. Like the seats are okay. Like the bowstrings okay right here. It's a little worn right here, but the bowstrings of the seats are okay. The back seats are like almost in perfect condition. But another thing, so moldings with these cars are hard to get. But I feel like every GTR has their molding issues, whatever. So you see around the windows, they have their molding issues. I have a little rust spot right there, and we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so they have their little molding issues, but other than that, man, I think the car is pretty clean. Example, don't get one that's ate up in the inside, or don't get one that's, you know, really bad or whatever. So what else? Oh, another thing I don't like about these cars is a lot of them that came from Japan, they rust a lot. So as you can see right here, like I just said before, I have a rust spot. I don't have any more rust spots on the rest of the interior of the car. Underneath, I have one kind of like surface rust, but I need to get to it before it gets worse. But it's on one of the rails. But other than that, there's no rust in the rest of the car. But a lot of these cars come from Japan and they have a lot of rust on them. So I just want you guys to be aware of that as well. As far as the stuff that I have done to this car, I have the Greddy intake kit that goes down. It goes into the intercooler, and then it wraps around, and it comes back through here, and then yeah, it all ties into each other. And then I have a built trans in this car. I have a built 5-speed by Speed Tech, and I have a Cube short shifter from Australia. Shout out to those guys. And I have a Mines downpipe, as you can see. That's pretty low down to the ground. And I got that paired with a, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's a titanium mid pipe into a Tomei. It's the fucking the silent Tomei. But yeah, so that's kind of all I have done to the car besides the build trans and the short ratio gearbox. But yeah, so I'm gonna be wrapping this video up here, and I hope that you guys are considering picking one of these cars up. Like I said, they are very, very fun cars, and if you're gonna pick one up, I suggest you go ahead and do it. But just know that these cars come with a price, and if you don't have large money and you don't have a constant income, I suggest you not pick one of these cars up, if you get what I'm saying. So with that being said, I might give y'all some footage on the way home because my camera is about to die. So yeah. So yeah, I think I covered everything in the video. If you guys have any questions, then y'all can just go ahead and just comment under my video, and I'll try to do my best to answer all you guys' questions. Normally, I mean, I don't have that many subscribers, so if y'all want to ask questions, I mean, y'all feel free. Now I know that your boy get back to you. Today was a good day, so I decided to go ahead and make a video. And it wasn't raining, because most of the time it's always raining. So give y'all a little pull. Green light. Nah, I'm not even gonna try to make it. But yeah, I think the car is pretty quick. It's not fast, but I feel like for what it is, it's pretty quick. Now, around turns and the twisty roads, the car is fast. I feel like it can keep up with some of the faster cars out there. In a straight line, it's not the fastest car in the world, but it does what it's supposed to do. It's like I'm not too pressed on getting this thing tuned. I am gonna be going single turbo, so that should be a little journey. I'm gonna take videos and pictures of like the whole process, and I'm gonna do an into-depth build so that like you guys will be able to see everything, because I know that a lot of people don't do that, and I watch a lot of build videos, but I feel like they don't go into depth of everything that they got inside their motor and what's the best turbo to use for what you're trying to accomplish. Because I know with this car, I want to push around 500 to 600 horsepower, so easy, girl. But yeah, she moves a little bit. It's alright. It's not the fastest thing in the world. I feel like people get that misconception, but like when I first got it, I thought it was super fast, but I don't know. Some people think it's super fast. Like I've ridden people in it and they think it's fast, but I just don't feel that way. Like, I feel like it's okay. One of my boys, he has his car, and the one in the previous video, if you go check that out, now that car is fast. Like, that's a car I will say, that car is fucking fast. That car makes this car feel slow as shit. So that car is big single, this car is still twins. So of course I'm not tuned yet, but yeah, that car makes this car feel slow. But like I said, when you do downpipes, full exhaust, intakes, it does waken these cars up, and they're pretty fun. So this is where I'm gonna go ahead and end the video, man. If you like the content, go ahead and subscribe. Y'all know the deal, man. But it's your boy Nazi, man. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.